It is up to you whether you would like to wear an inferior armor that is Azlanti made. It is.
Yes. Hey Graham. Were you having audio issues just a second ago, Graham? Did you get any of the conversation or no? I know you were distracted.
Yeah, so if you have Azlanti armor and weapons, it makes you more convincing as a person who is wearing Azlanti armor and weapons. So point being, I think I know who has what, and I just wanted to make sure that I did not have it wrong. But you're... Okay. Yeah, so you what armor are you wearing? Where'd you get it? Is it a second skin as well? Okay, which you've had from the beginning. And I think you also have the same... Are you using the same weapon you started with too? Ah, that's right. Which is what you're hiding. How do you get +2 to damage?
How am I being disguised?
Oh, because you're level 4! That's right.
Right, thanks for reminding me. I need to update that.
Yeah. Everybody... Well, I guess that's a level 3, but everybody gets weapon specialization. So, a little extra damage.
So, how we're disguising ourselves with the Hollow kits?
Yes,
the three of us?
Yeah, so Murphy, Yulia, and Zyson have hollow skins, which basically are just an item you put on your wrist or something, and it projects an image. It eliminates the penalty for not being the right species, basically, which is a gigantic penalty, especially
Does it affect what our armor looks like?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it gives you a huge decrease in the DC of your disguise check. So you treat your disguise check as if you were all humans. As long as you have the thing going, it has a 20. So you are basically on a timer from the minute you turn them on, because all of your disguises are going to get a lot shittier as soon as they stop. But you have 200 minutes, and you can just replace the battery. So having 3 extra 20 charge batteries would give you twice as much time. Yeah, because it's 10 minutes a charge, 20 charges.
And how much is a battery?
I believe it's 80.
Okay, I'm gonna get a secondary battery, I guess.
You should definitely have some batteries floating around in your inventory if you didn't sell them, because I know I've given a bunch out. There are a bunch given out. Like, everybody with a laser gun has had a battery. Whether you have cataloged those or sold them, I have no idea. But there are lots of them. Because, like, yeah, unless they're using a kinetic weapon, they have a battery with charges. Yeah, I think we should do it. I will just play him for you. I mean, he wasn't going to do any talking anyway. Actually, I mean, he probably has, like... The question is, what does he put his skill points in? Let's see. I don't know how these player characters... Let's see. Yeah, he has no skill points in bluff or diplomacy. Why does it say 18 of 12? That's weird. He should definitely have more than 12.
And for instance, I have 1 over because, like, some feature I haven't coded to tell it that I have more than I should.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Yeah. So, but he has +2 charisma, but all of his skills are in things that are more useful for a melee person with a giant weapon than anything else. Yeah. So he is, I think, carrying his... He's going to have his... what's it called? The reach weapon out.
Because he has 2 Azlanti weapons. He has the sword, and he has the other thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just had a thought. What if we disguised Zyson's second pair of arms as augmentations?
That is probably a thing.
It sounds feasible to me.
Yeah, like, and it could also potentially, yeah. You can do that. I don't think it's gonna affect his the DC at all. But if you want to play it off like that, that is fine. So we're ready, yes? Everybody else ready?
Yes.
Ready to play,
Hello! I'm Sedona. I'm trapped on the prison moon of Gulta, and these stupid idiots are going to try to come rescue me. Let's see if they succeed. I think not. Hey, it's Really Playing Games Starfinder against the Aeon throne, because we have Sedona on the screen. My name's Graham, and I play Murphy, the Patra operative.
This is Brian. I play Shardik, the uplifted bear technomancer.
I'm Ross. I'm playing Yulia, the Blanco Witch Warper.
I'm also Ross. I'm playing Ozzy, the Ahsoka mechanic, and Bobbert, his robot minion.
I mean, Yulia, the Azlanti soldier, or civilian.
Story.
And I am Patrick. I am playing the prison from they are going to attempt to break. Their friend Sedona, who you can see on the screen here.
Patrick, I'm gonna be really disappointed if we rescue Sedona and she's not voiced by Miss Piggy.
I was thinking of Miss Doubtfire.
Just because.
Hello! Finally, you guys made it to the prison.
I can't do.
I'm an android.
I'm not great at voices. Who wants to tell us what's going on this time?
I do.
No one knows.
I do. I know perfectly. Exactly what we planned last session was that myself as Murphy, Yulia, and our Zyson, who is drunk and probably passed out somewhere in a ditch, are all going to disguise ourselves through the use of hollow skins to appear as Azlanti, the Azlanti that hopefully these people on the Prison Moon are expecting, along with the shipment, the UPBs and stuff we have in our cargo hold of the Red Abbey. Our story is that we were ambushed by pirates, space pirates, bear space pirates and its rat companion, which will be Ozzy and Shardik, who are our prisoners, who are bringing to Gulta. That's why we don't have all of our cargo with us. We're going to drop them off at cell block J and infiltrate the Prison Moon, find our friends, find the other people that everyone wants us to save, and get the hell out of there before they even know what happens. Flawless.
Yeah, you basically got it. So that's the plan. You can see Sedona here. She is your goal. She is your friend, and she has been rather unjustly imprisoned, taken as a prisoner of not even war. Hopefully you're going to be able to save her. So are there any last minute... Let me tell you about a feature I'm going to drop in here, which is it's something that I stole from a game I really like, Blades in the Dark, which is you will be able to do a flashback if you need it. So you're not going to be able to plan every eventuality. If a situation comes up where you need to have either discussed a contingency plan, since you're expecting that you're going to get separated into maybe 3 different groups, or you need an inexpensive item that's not a weapon and not a healing serum. I'm going to say that right now. Or you need to have done some kind of check in the past, like something like that. You can spend a resolve point to have done that, because you're going to have a number of days on your trip to Gulta, and you'll have that time to plan. That said, is there anything else that hasn't been said on screen that's important that anyone wants to buy ahead of time, or any other last minute preparations before you set out?
Do we want to say that, like, there were other pirates that got away with some of our cargo? And that's why cargo is missing? Okay,
Yes.
and we managed to capture 2 of them.
We captured 2 of them, severely hobbled their ship, because, we're proud as Azlanti. We couldn't be taken by some ruthless bear pirates. We managed to capture these 2, and we're bringing them in.
And you have enough cargo containers to be like, if they don't actually open the cargo containers, there you go. Here's a bunch of containers. If they open it, it's just kind of full of empty containers inside the cargo container.
Well, there's UPBs in there.
Plus the UPBs that you were given. So you can kind of play with that however you want. It's not one cargo container of UPB, the rest of the thing is empty. You were given a little bit more to work than that. Anything else?
So I was not here last week, but some things that I need to know.
Some notes.
First, I would like to talk to the captain whose crew we massacred, and see if he knows whether the communications in Gulta, the comm units, are radio based or Wi-Fi based.
The radio units that the people who work there use?
Yeah.
Give me a diplomacy or an intimidate check to try and convince him, see what he knows. 13 diplomacy. He tells you that he is not sure. He doesn't know any more about this prison than you. I mean, he can guess if you would like, but his guess is just as good as yours.
Okie dokie. I want to have him guess.
He would guess. Actually, really, that's not helpful. I'm going to have him roll a culture check. That's he would think that probably you would want a prison to be not super networked so that it can't be hacked, so it would not be Wi-Fi based.
That makes sense.
It would be radio, is his guess.
That makes a lot of sense to me. With that in mind, and frankly, I agree. With that in mind, I go out into the bazaar and I buy a radio signal jammer, a level 1 radio signal jammer, and thieves' tools.
All right.
Smart.
And thieves' tools, what did they do?
They are a toolkit from the Starfinder Armory. They grant a +4 circumstance bonus to computers checks to hack systems that control doors, and +4 circumstance bonus to engineering checks to disable mechanical or technological locks. When using this kit, you do not take the net -2 penalty to engineering checks if you don't have that engineering kit.
That sounds very helpful.
I know!
For breaking into and out of a prison.
That's why we have Ozzy around.
So Ozzy comes back with this, and the rest of you are probably staring at him, wondering why you think of it. As he is the last person to come back to the ship. Anything anybody else has?
So, I have a level 2 spell that lets me keep track of somebody for a couple of hours. Should I keep track of Ozzy or Shardik?
This sounds like planning you might want to do on the way. So
Sure.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I'm. No time like the present. Let's fucking do this.
Are you gonna go through the drift, or are you going to go standard, sublight?
How far away is it?
Both are. It's in the same star system. So let's see.
Space travel.
Drift travel is faster. It is a little faster.
They did say our itinerary that we got. It did say that they were going to jump there, right?
Yes, that was their flight plan.
Yeah, I know they were making multiple jumps around. So yeah, we'll use the drift. Tear up a little bit more reality.
Yep, it's fine.
Alrighty.
And that'll be a problem for our children, right?
Yep,
Murphy,
They can mess up the environment.
roll me a d6.
Oh boy! Yeah,
6.
I did it.
It takes you 6 days in the
That's fine.
drift.
I can heal during the 6 days.
So as you make your way, is there any preparation, planning, kit bashing, techno work, magical research, anything you would like to do while you're on your ship?
We need a safe word or something. Like
a safe word.
Yeah, if things go tits up, we need a way to either communicate to each other somehow. And make this.
Well, we can have comm units, and Ozzy can carry a comm unit, right?
I actually have one embedded in my head. It's part of my.
There you go.
It's part of my the mechanic.
So, yeah, I guess. What's a good safe word that doesn't set off any alarms? And then what are you indicating by having a safe word?
Just something that's like, okay, we have to leave now. Find whatever way you can back to the ship, and we're gonna get off this prison moon.
With or without Sedona?
Obviously, if we can bring her with, that's great, but, you know, we'll see. Hobgar. Hobgar's our safe word.
So Hobgar means run?
Hobgar means GTFO. It means get out any way you can and get back to the Red Abbey, because we gotta go.
Do we need another safe word? That, like, if we're... This is actually the opposite of safe word.
This is
If we're in a conversation
danger
with somebody and it's about to go bad, and we want to start killing them before it gets worse. So, like, this is like an attack.
Desperado.
Something a little less obvious? Desperado. There we go. I figured it out.
The Red Abbey.
But it has to be something you can just, like, slip into a conversation.
Yeah. Have you
Like-
heard
like-
of the
like
Red?
maybe like
have
that,
you heard of the ship, the Red Abbey?
Yeah, I'd rather not basically hand them our calling card when we're about to shoot them. And it's bad taste, if anything. Well, shit, who cares?
And Garrett is on his way. He forgot, I think.
Zyson looks up and says, "Sword."
Sword.
Patting his Azlanti sword.
That's
Well,
actually
maybe.
a pretty good idea.
Second thought, maybe not, since I have a sword.
I don't know. It needs to be something that's just not going to come up normally in conversation.
Eh,
Hey, Garrett.
Hey.
we're trying to figure out an unsafe word to say if
A word that means attack that won't come up in conversation.
Yeah, Garrett. What are some safe words? Some good safe words.
I can suggest many
Okay.
ones, but I'm the GM, so
Safe words.
For like to call
not
an
really
attack.
safe word, like trigger
To
word.
code words.
Attack
So
Trigger-
unsafe words.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm. What have you guys come up with so far?
Hobgar.
desperado.
Desperado and sword. Although technically sword was your idea, so yeah, I don't know how you're going to feel about that one.
Ooh, what about havoc?
Havoc.
Cry havoc.
That sounds like a good
Slip
one.
Loose the dogs of war. I like it.
Okay, so now I have to take note of this.
Hobgar and havoc.
Both H words.
And appropriate that they should be used together.
Hobgar havoc.
Hoggar is escape. Havoc is attack.
Okay.
Attack, not protect.
Attack.
Okay.
You know, protect. No protect here. It's just all attack or run away.
Are there
Or-
any
Both-
other preparations
both
you would like to make?
Yeah,
Everyone's
which
healed,
am I
ready
gonna
to go.
am I gonna follow Ozzy or Shardik?
With your status.
Yeah.
That sounds like something to use a resolve point on. Oh yeah, Garrett. Patrick has decided that he's going to give us a little cheat code
Yeah.
from Blades in the Dark that basically any of us can say that we actually planned for something happening and spend a resolve point, and it actually has happened the way that we say that we planned it.
So, like, for example, if you needed to have a code word to run away,
But we
you can
already
just
have a
spend
code.
you can just spend a resolve point to do that.
But
Oh,
But if
okay.
I-
We could have spent a resolve point to bypass that conversation.
Yes, you
Basically,
could
yes.
have. We could not have
Um,
spent 5 minutes trying to figure this out.
It's the Powered by the Apocalypse game, right? Or something?
Kind of. It's the best game. I want to run a game of it, but some
I do
point in the
too.
future when we are not streaming.
I mean, well,
When we are not currently streaming another game.
Died on a prison planet on Gulta.
This is
I will.
it's totally it's a game about like heists or I don't know breaking people out of prisons and stuff. So it is appropriate.
I will follow Ozzy.
Well, I'm not sure that's such a great idea. Do it on Shardik because he doesn't have a way to communicate with
Okay,
anyone else.
I'll do it to Shardik then.
Because I have a commutant in my head.
I'm going to touch Shardik.
Okay, so this is how long does this last?
I feel touched.
It lasts. It says 1 hour per level. So
Okay, so you are
4
not
hours.
doing this on the way. Is there anything anybody wants to do on the way?
I'm gonna be healing myself.
Okay.
And
I
also
think
Murphy.
the rejuvenation pods that you were offered heal your hit points.
Plus natural healing over 6 days.
And with 6 days,
Yeah.
we'll hand wave it. You are all full hit points by the time you get there. But you basically have a week, which is probably enough to do it anyway. But if it's not, you're all at full. All right. So 6 days later, you come out of the drift in the same star system. So you are a little bit closer to. It is described. I know what this star looks like. It's in a random place. It is actually a black star with a red core. Not actually sure what kind of star that is, but it sounds pretty cool. Dim to me.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit closer to that, and this you immediately see Gulta. Gulta is an installation that takes up about half of the surface of this rocky moon of a gas giant. It appears to be the only occupied moon of this planet. And yeah, it looks like it is just one big complex. As you come out of the drift, you are shortly hailed by...
Sue Captain, you're up.
Yep.
Let me find... Oh, I have things I can read to you. So, the Gulta prison complex, a series of dull gray domes connected by narrow corridors, spreads out like a spider web across the pale surface of this moon, lit by a distant star. The entire structure encircles a large series of docking bays with hatches that iris open and shut. Auxiliary landing pads suitable only for the smallest of shuttles are connected to each wing of the prison. And there are a lot of these wings. You are hailed by the prison. So you fly past this ship, which reads to you as the Zendiment.
God, I hate those colors.
But it pays you little mind, and as you approach, you are hailed by the prison.
So we'll open up a comm channel
Okay. It is a visual hail.
Okay, so
Ozzy and Shardik, just like, gotta move out, move away.
yeah, I mean they're not going to be on the bridge.
Okay.
It's going to be the three of us.
Okay. So you turn the screen on.
Activate Hall
Yeah.
again.
Main screen.
Okay.
Screen turn on.
You see. I'll just go ahead and show you this. Sure. Oh, I don't need to show you that. That's a different thing. I have to find the right. It looks like this. This is definitely an Aeon guard. Face masked by a green helmet with a single red eye. This person looks at you and says, "Relic, we have you on sensors. Report to docking bay 6B, docking code 785 Ultra 1." And then transmits to you instructions for how to get to this location.
Understood. And then I guess we'll close the channel. Is that seems like there's nothing else for them to say?
They do not seem to be expecting much of a.
Okay.
So, you do what?
We followed their directions.
All right, Murphy, give me a piloting check.
With pleasure. Taking it nice and easy. Straight into the moon. 23.
23. Okay, you pilot your way down to the landing bay. The landing is smooth. There are you get automated sort of instructions of, here's exactly where to go. Okay, here you go. You're good to land. But there are no other ships landing near you. And you set down, and then your airlock connects to the airlock of the facility, and then it cycles, and you can hear air rushing into the airlock in the middle. And what do you do?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast my spell now, I guess.
And I'm going to go ahead and hide my pistol on my person. I'm going to make a sleight of hand check. I get a +2 bonus to this.
And we're gonna go ahead and manacle Ozzy and Shardik.
Everything is already in my mouth.
So I have
A
22.
22.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I'm gonna write that
concealed
down.
Weaponry. Yeah.
Bring weapons? Should I be acting as the muscle of the crew?
I mean, you're a crew member. You have your
bodyguard or
Azlanti weapons.
You could probably have your Azlanti weapon out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I could masquerade as the.
Well, I have an Azlanti weapon as well. I have two that look like Azlanti.
as hired help in case things got rough.
Yep. Everyone have their hollow skins ready. Ozzy,
Yep.
Ozzy Shardik ready. You got your pirate accents ready.
Arr.
Good.
I'll
Good.
break your fingers off.
Good. Good.
How's that?
Arr, arr.
You say in what
Maybe
language?
you should get me a muzzle. Too late.
For your splendid resolve points, we have a muzzle for Shardik. We planned on having.
No,
If you
but-
want, you can do that.
Well, then I wouldn't be able to cast spells.
That's true.
That's a good point. Should we be trying to do culture checks to masquerade the
That's actually
accent
not
of
true. It is
a native speaker of Azlanti?
that's basically already done. You've kind
Yeah,
of
that's part of our
Right.
disguise bluff.
Yeah.
Oh
thing.
dear.
you actually can't prevent somebody from casting in Starfinder. like except by knocking them out.
Oh, so there's no like
Awfully nice.
BSM.
Nope. There are no components. You can tie somebody up and they can still combustion your face.
Well,
okay.
that's good for me.
It is good to know.
Since I am tied up.
Yes. So you are manacling Shardik and Ozzy. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if they're just walking around, like.
Yeah. I just, gonna ask. Okay.
This is why I got the thieves' tools.
You do what? You have landed.
Have we decided
and
on
docked.
what Bobbert's doing?
I figured Bobbert would stay with y'all.
Okay.
How big is he?
Small.
Small.
So about my size.
Not
He probably weighs like
like goblin sized.
10 pounds or something.
Sized. Like
stealth drone after all.
Yeah.
Is
I
this
think
the kind of place that people meet us and help us, or is this the kind of place that we go in ourselves? Is there anybody else like on this docking bay?
No.
so we come in, we've docked, don't see anyone else there. Yeah, I get up to like and see if we can do a visual scan of our surroundings in the docking bay.
At this point, a visual scan would mean looking out a spaceport.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to do that.
That's what he
Okay.
I
wants
want
to
to look
do.
out the window and see what I see first.
Yeah, so you see a sort of from the side you can see a spacious docking bay that looks mostly empty. You can't really see anything else.
Do we leave Ozzy and Shardik here, and the three of us go
No,
and get in touch with
I
something?
think we discussed about kind of being blustery and going for it. You know, we're here as righteous Azlanti, bringing these prisoners in. We've heard that Cell Block J was the most roughest quarter of the prison moon. We want to head over there as soon as we can.
don't forget the cargo.
Yeah, do we want to take a pallet of the cargo with us too?
Yeah. Zyson, roll out, get our little skid steer.
Forklift thing.
Yeah, skid steer. Or hover skid steer. And
This is so
move
much
over
more
there.
bothersome with only 2 hands.
Well,
I don't know how you people do it.
it's a rough life, but come on.
So, I mean,
Fingers
Ozzy
crossed.
or Ross had the idea, I guess, that we would have, set his arms as, like, augmentations or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So that,
So part of your disguise check is
You have robo
that
arms.
your arms look obviously.
excellent.
Okay,
That's a
if
good
you
idea.
don't like that, then you can be hiding.
No. That sounds good for me.
so we'll have, we'll have Zyson pushing a trolley of the UPVs, right?
Mhm.
Well, isn't Zyson the muscle?
Yeah, that's why he's pushing the trolley.
Yep.
But shouldn't you be like
Oh,
pushing?
I guess
the
that's
prisoners?
true. Yeah.
Okay,
Does
as
it
you
make sense to
are
have the prisoner
debating
push the trolley?
what to do, you receive a
'Cause I-
hail,
Oh, getting the hail, Captain.
audio hail.
Okay,
You ready?
so we'll get them out of the room and then we'll do the audio.
Okay. I didn't try. Shut up. And then I press communicate. Answer the call.
Okay, a voice comes over the communications and says, "Hey, so y'all gonna open the door or what?"
I
Oh,
immediately,
sure.
I start leaving the ship and going to like the door of the hangar bay. Or I guess there's
Okay,
like a
so
connection
you-
pod, right?
So you open the door, is what I'm saying.
yes, I go
Yes.
over to where the airlock
Um,
is and open the door.
Okay, so you look through the airlock, and it actually opens into this large docking bay. The docking bay is empty, except for a set of empty cargo crates at one end with wheels on them, and a man who looks something like this. Standing next to them.
Looks very pleasant.
He is clearly a guard,
Ah.
and he says, "Look, I don't got a lot to do today either, but we gotta get these boring protocols over with. Got it?"
Can you, yeah.
We have a little bit more cargo than we were anticipating.
Yeah, we had a bit of an incident along the way. Could you maybe give us a hand here?
Yeah.
He looks you up and down and says, "More cargo? I have here," and he pulls up a data pad and says, 5,000 universal polymer bases,
Check.
2 crates of industrial solvent, 4 crates of food slurry,
Yeah.
1 crate of bleach, and 1 crate of... I can't even pronounce that.
Yeah, so
So-
good and bad. Sorry, Captain, I should let you speak.
What would you say if we also managed to pick up some pirates along the way that were keen on the cargo?
He says, "Y'all got attacked by pirates in this system?"
Oh,
Or-
yes. I thought the system was supposed to be relatively safe.
Well, we are on the edge of space, I suppose. Give me a bluff check.
Go, Captain, go. You can do it. I believe you.
Can't you make these rolls for me?
Not bad. 23.
Okay. So he says, "Well, I suppose if you've got prisoners,
Indeed.
this is the best place to be.
That was my thought.
They're probably aliens, right?
Yeah.
If they're
Oh, yes.
pirates."
Dirty, filthy, scummy aliens.
How many of them you got? Let me see them.
We managed to get 2. I'm
I'll,
going to call back to Zyson to bring out the
And-
prisoners.
Okay.
So he walks up to come into the abbey.
Using my spear, I'm going to jab our prisoners forward in a menacing and aggressive way.
Gonna howl in pain and move forward.
I'm going to tell them.
Grudgingly.
I'm going to tell them in common. If you poke me with that again, I'm going to shove it up your ass.
Careful, they'll bite. They're vicious animals.
And he looks legitimately impressed,
There is a bear.
particularly by Shardik, and he says,
Arr.
"Well, that's some some aliens. I ain't never seen either of these kinds before."
Neither have we.
Disgusting.
He says, "Now, before we deal with this, I really gotta inspect what you got, your delivery. If you can show me it looks like you've got these 2 in hand. If you can show me to where the cargo is, so I can check it into our system."
Sure, I could show you right this way.
Okay,
Near our
so he
cargo.
follows you.
And I just want to kind of go with him and kind of like signal to other people like, I got this, you're fine.
Hey, I look nervously behind his back.
Alrighty.
I want to take
So
him down.
you
and
go with
on
him
the way
over there.
down, I want to say, as you can see, some of our ship's been a little dinged up. Those pirates kind of got the best of us, and unfortunately, some of their raiders teleported aboard before we knew what was going on, killed a few of our men, and took some of the cargo. We managed to save the UPBs, but I'm afraid the rest of it is lost to the pirates.
I want you to make me a bluff check,
Sure.
opposed by a sense motive. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I know what their sense motive is, but I'm just gonna check.
Oh gosh, Graham.
Fuck.
Okay.
Plus 12. God damn it.
Okay. So he says, he looks around and looks at the damage to the ship, follows you in, and says, so you just got the UPBs then?
Afraid so.
Well, that's the most valuable part.
Yeah.
And he opens one of the crates and sees, and says, well, shit, they really done a number, ain't they?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, but hey, better than nothing, right?
I have here, you're supposed to give me 5,000 bases.
Yeah.
I can take 3,500 minimum. And I can accept that. With the prison's apologies for the damages you have sustained, with the understanding that we are not responsible for any of the repairs.
I'll have to double check that with my captain, but I think that sounds pretty fair. I'll start divvying it up, making 3,500. We'll ship it aboard right away.
He nods to you and then looks back. So you got 2 prisoners.
Yep.
And he taps on his data pad a bit
And
says,
Go ahead.
since they're aliens, they're gonna have to go to cell block J. But the problem is there's only one sail left on J. So it can really only take one.
Well, can't you just
Now-
like jam them in there together? Do they really need comfort?
You're not here.
Okay, so we haven't walked
Yeah,
outside
He
yet.
is saying this to Murphy.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Now, once y'all get that stuff loaded up, I'm gonna go on my way. You should go ahead and take your prisoner to cell block J, and I just won't mention that there was a second one.
Alrighty. Hey.
And you can fly away with it. You can... The cleaning team could find a body. That's your business.
You know, not to be too bold, but if it sounds like Cell Block J is getting a little overcrowded, perhaps we could do some cleaning. Any of them, not particularly valuable to you?
He squints and says, I don't really work on J. I'm a receivings officer. And they're here for their crimes.
Well, who should we talk to over there?
These two haven't been convicted yet. So what happens to them's not my concern. But if you need to talk about prisoners, you need to talk to the intake officer.
Who would that be?
He's called Lulilis. You'll find him in the lobby once you get there. Can't miss him. I'll type it for you.
Littles. Oh yeah, Littles. Littles. All right. We'll
spell like it sounds.
I'll wheel these out, and we'll take the 2 over to Sobla J.
Well, the 2, like I said, they're not gonna have room for 2. If I were you, I'd take 1.
Well, maybe conversation with the Lilith. We'll see. If he can't take the 2, then we'll take 1 back. How's that sound? I'm sure, though, if he's, like a good, proper Azlanti, he won't mind getting rid of a few of these putrid, ugly-ass aliens and cleaning up his prison cell.
I'm just saying, once they're in the system, you gotta account for every shit they take. And maybe you could use some help here on your starship. Now, if you could please...
Yeah, I'll get these. I'm sorry
get your cargo loaded.
Yes, sir.
I'll be on my way.
All right.
And he's gonna head back out to the main part of the ship.
Okay, I'd load up 3,500 UPBs and crates and start wheeling them out. I come back up to where the air dock is and by the captain.
Everything good?
He conspicuously leaves the Abbey and then is standing. He's just kind of standing, looking away from the Abbey, and toward the door that you presume he came from. He's not looking your direction.
Captain, he's saying that they can't take 2 prisoners. They're almost full. They can only take 1. And there's a Ludlilis as an intake officer over there who we need to talk to.
They can only take 1.
Yeah.
We could have Ozzy stay on the ship since he has a comm unit. And then we can call him when we need. But he's probably the best at hacking into doors, though.
And did you go ahead and load up the crate for him?
Yes.
Or have you not done this?
Yeah, as I wheel up from our cargo bay toward the airlock, I pass by the captain and have this aside conversation.
Okay.
Shoot, we have to make a decision.
Let them take target.
What?
Let them take target.
What?
Let them take target.
Yeah. So what?
Hey, wait a minute.
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, we're gonna take the most dangerous one. Yeah, the bear. I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
We don't want to have to deal with him anymore.
No.
He is. You're having this conversation in your ship. He is outside of your ship, conspicuously not paying attention to what you're doing.
Okay.
Right. I am spitting out my items, giving them to really just the one that really needs to go is the thieves' tools and the signal jammer, and possibly the microphone. I give those to Bobbert.
So you are going to what exactly?
I will be staying on the ship and piloting Bobbert, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and I make a show of picking up Ozzy by the scruff of his neck and be like, "Alrighty, you're gonna stay here and think about what you've done, and when we get back, we're gonna beat the crap out of you, you small little furry freak." And I want to.
In common, I say, "Looking forward to it, Furball."
and I want to throw him like in a room, but it's like actually his room or something, and just like pretend like I'm locking the door from the outside. Beep boop beep boop beep boop boop. That'll seal him in good.
No, I think you do lock him in. You do lock him in as best as you can.
Oh.
Knowing that Ozzy can get out in.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Come on, robot servant, this way.
So you load up the stuff for him then?
Yep, I push out the skid steer. Probably have Zyson poke Shardik along. I'll have maybe Ozzy's and Bobbert's following me, and following Yulia.
And I want like the key to Shardik's manacles like easily accessible.
They're electronic manacles.
Oh, they're electronic. Okay.
You I don't know. You press your thumb to it or something. It
Okay.
automatically opens. It's not. This is the space future.
But some things are not so future.
You load the 3,500 UPBs, and Yo Venus, who maybe I didn't introduce, but at some point he said his name. He just grabs the wheeled crate that you have loaded, and he pushes it out toward a door, and then he says, "You'll find Jay that way."
Thanks.
And then just before you leave, he says, "Wait, you'll need a key card." And he just pulls out from his breast pocket a key card that looks incidentally identical to the one you already have, and hands it to Yulia.
Okay. In my head, I'm thinking, man, security's pretty shit here. If we could just walk into cell blocks ourselves, but yeah, I guess we'll take Shardik and we'll head that direction. The direction he pointed.
Right.
Yep.
Shoving him along a little bit.
Okay. So you head along the corridors. The ring corridor that encompasses the docking bay is pretty quiet. You only see a couple of prison guards and mechanics as you go. It takes you about 10 minutes to get there by foot. The doors open for you. You do have to go through doors, but they open for you easily. And eventually, you find your way to this area. And it is clearly marked. As I do scroll down to this part of the map, I have to delete Venus. I have to hide Ozzy, who isn't there. You are here.
Ugh.
An image of a black star with a red core decorates the smooth surface of this landing pad. An airlock door leads into the prison complex to the south, though several large domes can be seen to the west and northwest. The airless surface of the moon stretches out in all other directions. So this to the south here is an airlock that you have to go into to get to cell block J.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is this carpeting?
No, it is not
Metal.
carpeting.
Painted metal. It's like you can see kind of the...
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. Yep.
It looks alarmingly like carpeting.
That's what I
That's
thought first.
That's the pixelation.
There's the pixels.
Although, I don't know. It may be drawn to look like stone or something.
There's like a scrape mark, on
Yeah,
the
to me,
left side.
Yeah, or maybe tile. You probably don't want a landing bay to be tile. That seems less than ideal.
It would
Yes.
get chipped.
So, am I correct in assuming the intake officer is this way as well?
Through cell block J.
The only
Presumably,
way
yeah.
that we can
This
go.
is the entrance to cell block J. There's only one entrance.
I go over
Okay.
here and point to Zeiss and squeeze that fat ass prisoner through this little door.
Oh, yep. I go behind Shark and give him a good poking.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna go in first, though. I suppose, right?
You each notice that there are security cameras in. It's not really corners because this is a circle, but there is a security camera here. There's a security camera here, which is cut off by the whole map being a square, and there's a security camera here.
I take notes.
You
of
each
that.
notice that. Obviously, they are on 20-foot poles.
Okay.
Testing. Can you hear me? Over.
I kind of look at the camera and just do a little nod.
You know, I
he
can't,
can't see you.
can't see you through that camera. Robert is my eyes. Listen, I had to sneak out through the air ducts, but I'm free in my room now.
Yeah, good. This looks very secure here. That's good. What's the holdup? Open up the door. And get rid of this filthy prisoner.
Yeah, can we enter the airlock?
Yes. So Yulia, you approach the door, and it blinks. A light above the door just blinks red.
So I guess it's not ready yet, or something.
The key card, you.
Is there a slot for a key card?
There's not a slot for a key
Is
card.
there like something you'd wave a card at kind of deal?
There's a door.
Oh my god, what if it's those biomechanical, the doors that register Azlanti biology?
That was mentioned.
Was how they worked on the other ships we were on.
So there's waving the key card. There's nothing there.
I take out the key card.
So you wave the key card at it, and there's a second light that turns green. The original light is still red.
Really should just carry around an Azlanti finger or something.
But it's not just a little. It's
I call over to Bobbert. Robot, I think this door is malfunctioning. Take a look at it.
Bobbert comes over and crawls up to the door, and I
make a
think
big
that
show of
I
being exasperated, like, oh, I can't believe this.
I think that this might be a point where we would use a resolve point to have a little bit of Azlanti DNA on it.
Okay, that's going to be 2 resolve points. Something like that. Like you need.
it was mentioned to us this would happen.
It was mentioned explicitly to you, and you have experience with this before, which is why you can do this. But you're going to need to cut off. You have Azlanti corpses. You can do this.
They sure do.
You're going to need to cut off something like a hand. It'll be 2 points. 2 different people can take that. That's fine. 2 resolve points. And then you're gonna have to hide it while you're in the prison. because
Right.
you're going to be walking around with. I mean, you could maybe like drain some blood so it's a little less macabre, but then you're going to be walking around with a giant thing of blood. So, how you want to do that's up to you.
So I'll go ahead and spend
Arctic,
both
you don't need
resolve points.
human flesh, do you?
Yeah, like
Does
if
Bobbert have a compartment?
he has
Did we
retractable
establish that?
weapons, yeah.
Well, we also have the thieves' tool, so you can try to engineer. You can try to hack the door.
We want to hack at this early stage.
Are we gonna hack every door we come across?
No.
What if Bobbert, instead of like a retractable weapon, he has like a retractable little Azlanti hand that comes out and sucks into his robot body?
If you want to replace his gun with an Azlanti hand,
No, then he can't shoot anything.
do that.
He's the only person that can hit something.
The plan is not to shoot anything.
I'm trying not to.
Plan
I
B.
wonder,
Shoot everything.
is there a...
I can try my spell. It only works once though. I can add our DNA to the data set.
What you gonna do?
Is Shardik casting a spell obvious?
Yes. So the other thing about spells is that they are obvious and you can't make them not obvious.
Okay. So that's probably not a good idea then.
Ozzy, do you think it is worth it to replace gun with hand?
Yeah, probably.
Replace gun with hand.
Yeah. Otherwise, why if we have a attack robot?
Even though he does more damage than all of us combined sometimes.
I'm good at damage now.
Like on average.
I'll accept on average.
Yeah, Bobby waves his hand out.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do right now.
Okay. How good is Bobbert's sleight of hand?
Is it better
Not
now that he
great.
has a hand?
Sleight of hand.
So maybe it should go to someone like the captain.
Or Murphy?
Yeah, or Murphy.
I mean, Murphy's the dex-based character. But it is up to you who has the hand or foot or head. Whatever you want it to be.
Shoot, it would probably be me because I have concealed weaponry. Can I feasibly, as part of these things I've concealed on my person, conceal an Azlanti hand?
I'm gonna look at that. Probably not, because it is specifically a weapon.
No, it says double your operative's edge bonus to sleight of hand checks when attempting to hide a small object on your body.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I've concealed a pistol and an Azlanti hand.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is definitely a.
So since I'll spend a resolve point, so Ozzy doesn't have to do two of them.
Okay.
One of that can be mine.
So then so Yulia presents the key card, and Murphy you don't have to wave it at it.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of has to detect that there is Azlanti nearby, and the door opens.
Yeah.
So I am going to. Oh, how did I do this? So I'm just going to move you in.
Okay.
Because I made these walls solid so that you can't accidentally walk into the next room.
Go behind Shardik, because I'll be. It's a tight space.
It is. This is a very small airlock.
Boss fight time.
You do notice, though, in this airlock, there are 6 question mark.
6 question marks?
Oh
my god,
Riddler's here.
It's one of those puzzle rooms. We have to solve all 6 puzzles.
They are.
The yellow or
Cell
blue
block
question
J.
marks.
Oh, that's right. Because it's, for whatever reason, the first place you go is B2. Because that makes sense. There are 6 S-Tex suits. 1 in a small closet with fully charged environmental protections. Give me a perception check.
I got this. No worries. So good at perception. 29.
29. There is also a camera, and when I tell you about these cameras, I have them on the GM layer. I'm just gonna put them on the token layer.
Key.
Both rolled really high. That's the end of our high rolls for the night.
Don't
So
say
there's a
that.
camera right there,
Okay.
Um,
See.
and then there is a door, another airlock to the south. An airlock door. Sorry, I keep saying airlock to mean airlock door. You are in the airlock. There is an airlock door to the south.
So I guess we better put these on if we're in an airlock.
No, the airlock has air.
Well, looking to
Yes.
the south, does it exit onto the surface of the moon?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
okay.
No, so
here.
the room you were in before is a landing pad. The top can open to allow things to land where you just were.
Okay.
You were in the area that is sometimes exposed to vacuum.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
that's what that is. Also, I am going to turn off restrict movement. If you just like drop yourself in an area that's not the room you're in, I will. But this way, you can actually like move yourself forward when you. Yeah, exactly.
Repeat the same process for this door.
Alrighty, door opens. Who has the other key card?
I think I have one and Yulia has one.
You have one, and Yulia has one. Okay,
I
that makes
was-
sense.
I had the one that was
so
given
that
to
you
me.
can just be like, key card.
Yep.
So you move on to the next one. Feel free to move yourself.
Let's go, Bear.
Down.
Poke, poke.
That door opens.
As a mental note, I realized we probably can't get out unless Murphy is with us.
Yep, that would be a correct assumption.
This corridor is stark and empty, save for another airlock door to the south that you intuit leads outside of the base. Because you can actually, from this room, you can kind of see the outside. You can see outside. So you can see that there's a dome to the west of you. There's a dome to the northwest of you. And you could see that the pathway you're going into is not very long. And that south of this wall is definitely outside. There is also an Aeon guard standing next to the door.
The door outside?
So she's right here.
Right.
So,
You
but
should be able to see her.
does that door look like it goes outside?
Yes.
Okay.
So the door to the south goes outside. She is standing next to the outside door.
I'm gonna lunge towards the guard.
Oh gosh.
Make
I
a
am-
strength check.
Well, I don't want to actually hit the guard.
I know.
I know, but make a
Okay.
strength
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, make a strength
My
check.
character
or a bluff check, your choice.
Ooh.
my character was not expecting you to do that, so my character is surprised.
You're the bluff. Or +1 to strength.
Of 4. So you lunge, and Zysid just pulls you back effortlessly, and you kind of fall on your side. She,
Watch out.
the Gar, or the Aeon guard, kind of looks down and just chuckles. New prisoner.
Yeah, got a rowdy one. We're
Ah!
looking for Lilith. We're just gonna throw this one in cell block J.
She just sort of turns her head to the west, says, down to the end of the hallway, turn right, through the door, can't miss him.
Thanks.
Long live the Empire.
And then Yulia, make a perception check, and Murray, perception check.
20.
And 10. To find some general here that I did not have down. Oh, right. I know where it is. Yeah. So Murphy, you notice as you no, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're walking to the west.
Yep.
This is not a trap.
Bring the prisoner along.
But you will notice it when you're actually to a point that makes sense. So when you're about there, you notice that there's a camera here, and this hallway is actually angled upward, so that specifically you notice that this Aeon guard down here can't actually see you once you get to the if you for whatever reason wanted to tamper with this camera, she wouldn't be able to see you. You're actually above her.
So this ramp, basically the hallway goes up an elevation.
Yeah, it's sort of a gentle slope, and by the time you're to the top, she can't really see you. She's obviously not there to guard this west side.
Okay. All right, I go up to this door.
Alrighty, this door also opens.
Lights. Okay.
And just go ahead and move yourself one room in. So you should be able to see maybe just a little bit to your west. So
Yeah, it kind of goes through this little doorway here.
yeah, let me get
There's
to
no
the
door to the
description
east,
of this
though.
room. Yeah, there is a door to the east. Yeah, if you can't see it, it's because of the stuff. A few rows of uncomfortable-looking chairs line some of the cold metal rooms of this oddly shaped room. A large steel desk blocks the door in the northwest section. A simple door exits to the south, and a more imposing door leads to the east. So that's kind of talking about this room. This is clearly the lobby. Yeah, there are some chairs that look like they would be comfortable for a human.
Chair juice.
So is there a desk where Murphy is standing right now,
I
or
think up here. Yeah.
Yeah, the desk is immediately to the
oh,
west
okay, now I see.
of Lud Lillis there. And I'm gonna give you his name because you know his name.
Poke.
Wow, he looks like he's related to the other guy.
Yeah, they all look the same.
I guess humans.
Maybe they're clones.
As
Humans look the same.
Yeah.
he gives you a nod
Whoa.
as you walk into the room, and then looks up from his computer console as you approach him, and says, "What's your business here?"
We've brought a prisoner who is causing a bit of trouble on our ship. He's back there if you want to take a look at him.
And you are...
We're with the relic. We were supposed to be bringing just cargo, but we were attacked by pirates, and we managed to capture one of them.
Ah. And you have that...
I don't really know what it is, but...
I don't know either. Looks big, looks scary. I'd be careful.
Yeah, it took a lot to subdue him. We lost some crew members.
Make me a bluff check.
Got this, Captain. Nice.
All right. He says, "Well, we've only got one. We've got one cell left." He says, "What we're going to need is either some kind of documentation or at least your testimony. He'll have to have a trial. He'll have to have a trial. The warden will see to that, but we'll have to have the evidence against him."
So I need to fill out some paperwork or something?
I want you... So, depending on how you want to do you could... So, a couple of you could make bluff checks to basically, like, you would be recorded, by the way, telling the story. Or you could do... I mean, you tell me. How do you want to do this? This would also be open, a situation that would make sense if you want to have something else to show as proof or something like that. That's... Or if you think you can do that without a flashback, what do you? He needs something for the trial. What do you give him?
I can provide testimony of the attack.
But we would all have to. It's not just one person.
It doesn't have to be your whole crew. At least 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain I, do you want to handle this?
Yeah.
Sure.
As long as it doesn't take too long.
So then, Murphy, you give me a bluff check.
Sure. I got this. No problem.
18.
18.
Okay. So he he looks up from his computer and says, I think the best place to do this is going to be... And he leads you into this room to the east. This is normally a room where we interrogate... Or no, where prisoners...
That bear out of here.
Yeah, Shardik, you don't get to go.
I'll guard the bear.
By trial.
This is a room where
I recommend lawyer.
that we normally use for prisoners to meet with their families or groupings or whatever else they have. They're aliens. It doesn't happen very often. But this room's quiet, and we can use this. So he then points up to the camera that is here. Token layer. This room's soundproof. I'll just move over here. We don't like to hear alien wailing and crying. Not very. It doesn't make my job pleasant. But you can use this camera. Just step right up, tell your story.
That's good.
Yeah, well, we were just making our normal path through the drift when there was a signal, a distress signal. We decided to investigate, made a temporary pit stop. And when we did, turns out these bastards were faking the whole thing. They immediately began to set on our ship, firing away. We managed to stave them off, but they used some foul alien mysticism magic and teleported themselves onto our ship. They managed to get to our cargo hold and steal many of the goods which we had earmarked for Gulta, but unfortunately they made off with them. We were able to capture a few and drive off their ship, save the UPBs, and decided to take a couple here to turn in.
Yeah, one of them died on the way here, but we managed to keep one of them alive and brought him here. We managed to salvage, managed to get away before they could take the UPBs, so.
He says, and all of this equipment that was destroyed, or much of this equipment that was destroyed, and what they were trying to steal was property of the Azlanti Star Empire.
Indeed
Oh,
it
yes.
was.
And the prison of Gulta specifically.
Yes.
He nods, satisfied to himself that this alien will be duly convicted with the information you have provided. And he then heads back. He says, Well then, I think that's all we'll need. He'll head back to his computer.
Should we escort this one in?
Yes, and he says they gave you a key card to get in.
I flash it.
He just reaches up for it, and then you hand it to him.
Yeah.
He takes it. He puts it into a slot in his computer, taps at the computer a little bit, and says, "Here, I will give you access to the corridor and the way to get into the prison cells. It's very simple. You go through this door here. You turn right. There will be a hallway to your left. You follow that all the way to the junction. And then you will meet Castillo, Narnius, and Iolus. When you meet them at their point, at their station, they can guide you to the prison cells, but the prison cells are to the northwest. Simple. Can't miss it. North. So, straight, right, left, down the hallway, and then, as you come in, forward and to the left.
No problem. Got it.
Simple.
Simple.
Is he...
I'm going to take a note real quick.
I got it. I figured it. I'm interested. Yeah. So, does this door here open?
It does. You do need to make a sleight of hand check, though, because he's right next to you.
Back on the Abbey, I am backing up Bobbert's video and audio feeds.
Okay.
You have evidence when we die. You can record our final moments. 32.
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Get bam.
Nice.
A
He rolled
19.
pretty good. He didn't roll that good.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Don't even see anything.
He
slow
does.
down the camera footage to see what I just did.
Shoom. The door opens.
All right. This way. Squeeze that prisoner through. Oh god. That ain't gonna fit.
Beep, beep, boop, beep.
Oh.
Squeezing.
Oh,
Prisoner's not built for bear. Bear not built for prison.
Are there any cameras around here?
Perception check.
I'll also be looking for cameras. 29. Murphy's so good at this.
There are no cameras here, but there was one on top of Lilith,
Back where we were.
which I have now revealed. Although you're not in the room.
Alright, I turn down this hallway. This way!
Okay.
So I'm guessing none of these are like jail cells.
No, so there is a door here.
Right.
And then there are doors to the west and east here. This is not intended to be confusing. You're supposed to go north here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go this way. As we pass by these doors here, do they have windows on them?
No, none of the doors here.
Any
No.
kind of identification markers on them?
Let me look. Let me see exactly what these guys are. So
They
that's...
have some kind of numeration system or identification for who's in what cell.
It is a prison, is the thing.
Unless they...
Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. I missed a step. So he actually says he tells you to take the prisoner to processing and interrogation. So you're actually supposed to go to this room to the west.
This one over here?
Yep. I missed that.
Alright, I was like, get that fat bear
Crap.
back here.
Here, and then here.
Yeah, so I go through this room.
Hey, clone number 3!
And as you enter, please give me perception checks.
Sure.
Okay.
19.
19's good enough. The GM. Oh. It's good enough to see the cameras. This bleak room contains an intimidating desk with a single bright light shining down on it. One side of the room has a pair of showers that lack any privacy, a nearby bin for clothing that holds a single towel, and a row of hooks holding several sets of prison coveralls. A guard stands with his back to you, holding a mop and mopping the floor. As you look around the floor, you smell chemicals. This smells chemically, and let's see. Zyson in particular sees that the the table is dented in a few places and has a couple of stains that are probably blood.
Oh.
As you enter, the door closes shut behind you, and you notice, as in the visitation room down here, the sound of sort of the background hum fades away. This room seems to be soundproof. The guard turns, and you can hear him muttering to himself as he's mopping. And he turns to you and says, "Ugh, another one."
Sorry to make your day more difficult.
He drops actually no, he doesn't drop the mop. He squeezes the mop out in a bucket and says, I could stand to get some stress out. Will you help?
I have a question for you, Patrick. Are the cameras pointed a specific way, or are they like 360-degree camera? Like, what's the deal with them?
They are the like circular cameras that you like
Ceiling-mounted?
see. Yeah, ceiling mounted circular cameras. So you do not know. They might be angled, but you don't know what angle they're at.
Mm-hmm.
He says, we'll have to strip this prisoner of any clothing the prisoner may have, give the prisoner a chemical shower, points to the shower, to make sure that there are no foreign parasites. And then he points to a large, capital L large jumpsuit. We'll fashion that to work. It's designed to adapt to most body types.
I
Sounds-
don't know if this is entirely necessary. We've had this prisoner on our ship for a while, and of course we couldn't stand the thought of filthy alien germs on him, so we've gone through pretty extensive decontamination process already. I think we can make your job a little bit easier, put him in this jumpsuit and head on along.
He says, this is standard procedure. We have to
I'm just trying
make
to help you out.
sure that the prisoners know that they can't stand up to us. And so he's going to take the mop, and unless you're going to stop him, he's going to smack Shardik with it. So essentially, I will give you. We are not going to engage in torturing prisoners on screen. But basically, do you allow him to smack Shardik with a mop a couple of times, strip him naked, and shower him and put him in a jumpsuit?
He's been through worse, right?
Yes or no?
If there weren't cameras everywhere, but for the good of everything.
Robert's heating up popcorn back on the red avenue. Pauses.
Okay. Shit.
Or are you gonna try and do like what are you going to do? You have seconds before he starts smacking.
I'm not gonna stop.
Now here.
Fuck. I'm going to let him, but I'm going to back up into this corner of the room and peek at kind of the other side of the desk and see what he was cleaning up on that side.
Okay.
If he starts beating him to the point that like he's in danger of dying or like losing consciousness or something, I'm gonna do something.
Okay. So Shardik,
Yeah.
what is your AC without your armor? So actually, what is your flat-footed dexterity? Like what?
Well, it's just 10 plus his dex
2.
mod.
Yeah, so 10 plus your dex mod is 2.
Yes.
Okay, so your AC is 10. That hits.
Well, I am wearing armor.
That hits.
I think
No,
at
he
this
strips.
point,
He
they
strips
took
the
off
armor.
Oh.
The bear
I thought it was going to hit me
essentials.
first. Okay.
And then that. Oh, that actually might miss. He might just
Use the
whiff
hook.
with the last one.
A glancing blow.
I don't have them. I have their stats in here, but I don't have them
Absorb the impact.
a
I'm
bludgeoning
not
or
wearing
with a
armor anymore.
club.
I miss my armor.
Let's see. That is going to be a. Yeah, that hits it. 7. Actually, no, that's a 9. He swings it 2 times. So it's going to be. You take 7 bludgeoning damage. So he smacks you a couple of times.
I'm gonna swear at him in Shireen when he hits me. Or
Okay.
Shirin, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
Put an extra E in
just
there.
sort of, after having smacked you a couple of times, and you like eat his face, despite being a scary bear, he's satisfied. He puts you in a jumpsuit, so you're now in an orange jumpsuit. He takes the armor and says, I think we'll be keeping this since it's, and then he takes any possessions you have left. So I don't think you were carrying anything.
No, I was expecting this, or I wasn't carrying.
You were kind of expecting this. But if you had any other possessions, he'd take them. So he takes it and says this will be confiscated once he's convicted.
Oh, it's on a second scan. I was gonna say, would that be a resolve point worthy thing to say that we kind of
It's just
him up
a
in that?
second
It's a
skin.
second skin. It's not. We could buy him a new one.
Yeah, aren't there
Yeah.
better? Isn't there better armor in the airlocks? We could just steal a pair on the way out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just let that. Do I notice anything about this side of the desk, like where it was cleaning up?
There is some kind of fluid that you are not obviously able to identify. Yeah, Aztec's suit has an extra upgrade slot, but has an armor check penalty and less armor. But it's it's also a level 1 armor. Yeah, there was some kind of... I mean, you don't know if it was some kind of alien excretion. Are you trained in life science?
I'm not now.
Okay, yeah, you don't know what it is.
Okay, let's get this.
And then he says, make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure I don't send you to the wrong place again.
He's flipping through his employee manual.
Yes, that's exactly what he's doing.
Where do I send this asshole?
Yeah. So he says you can take him out this door, turn left, and then go to the guards in the cell block hub. Their names are Cassio, Narinus, and Eolus. You can tell them that Aeneas has given you the okay. This prisoner has been sanitized and is ready to be incarcerated.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So we'll head out then. Come on.
To the door.
Oh, did I go too far?
So there is a door here.
I did go too far.
No, you're good. You're the problem is that you're large.
Too big.
No, the problem is that the corridor is too small. I disagree.
So ignore that room to the right. You don't know anything about that.
I only saw it very briefly.
And then Murphy, go ahead and give me a perception check as you enter this room to the north.
Ugh. 11. It's natural 2.
Yeah, 11 ain't great.
Nope.
This is being right near the hub. And anyone else can make a perception check if they want to look for cameras.
Sure.
Yeah, this room is kind of what it looks like. A 15 size. Oh, hey. Bobbert notices the cameras in this room. Which are there.
So how did the comm units work? Are they hooked up with like an earpiece, or do they like, if Ozzy wants to talk to us, are they like, do they broadcast out loud like a walkie-talkie?
I generally think of them as as an earpiece. If somebody's standing next to you, it's going to be obvious that somebody's talking to you. But they would need to make a perception check, and pretty decent one if they're not right next to you, to really be able to hear it.
Okay.
Like if you want a radio comm unit, you can. But I think by default, all armor also has comm units in them. Has a comm unit in it, which I think of as an earpiece. So Shardik doesn't hear anything that Ozzy is saying, but the rest of you do. And it would not be crazy for you to have somebody still in your ship. You don't think that would be a huge issue. Yeah, you are in a secure facility. Yeah, so you do notice those two. This room is Spartan, and it is clearly a central hub. The 3 guards here, in comparison to everyone else you have seen so far, seem pretty stern. And Eolus here approaches you and says, "What's this?"
We've got a prisoner. It's just been processed.
He says, "Key card, please." He'll take the key card. He'll scan it. He'll see that you've been given the okay by Lilith to come. Then he, they do not have a computer. So he'll say, and this prisoner being delivered.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've given our testimony. We've heard that it's pretty filled up in here. You got a lot of filthy aliens.
Make a diplomacy check.
18.
And then also make me a bluff check. One of you for
31.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was a 3. Okay. So diplomacy to ask him about the prisoners.
Yes.
He says, yes. Cell block J has room for 6 prisoners. We have 5.
You know,
What's-
Did you ask him something specific?
No, but then I kind of followed up with, I've always kind of had a morbid curiosity about all the kinds of deplorables that are in our sector of the galaxy. Yeah, mind showing off what you got to me?
He squints at you and says, that's not really my job, but you'll be taking this individual here to this room. And he points to the room to the northwest. The 3 there may be willing to show you.
Fair enough.
They're just in there. They're already in their cells. No need to worry.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. You've been a big help. Alright, bring that filthy animal over here.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check. Open the door.
24.
Does he have cover?
Big bear man in the way.
Okay, so these are some good rolls. So I am going to distribute them randomly. See who gets the penalties for being farther away. Oh, you got lucky. Okay. They don't notice. You get the feeling that Eolus over here kind of like cocks his head as you wave the key card, like he thinks he sees
It's
something,
gonna be a problem.
but then he just sort of shakes his head a little bit.
He's like a suspicious person by nature.
He thinks it was nothing. You're lucky he rolled high because he's on the other side of the room. You're doing very well at this, by the way. The door opens.
Yeah.
You still have to get out though, so don't worry.
Yeah, this is phase 1.
This is the easy part.
God, this is such a fucking labyrinth. Damn it. Alright, bring him through.
6 transparent cylinders line the northern and southwestern arcs of this dome, their exteriors humming with some mystical force. A raised, windowed room to the east looks out over the rest of the chamber, and a lone door exits to the southeast. Make a perception check. So, to be clear, this room over here is raised above everything else.
Okay.
10 for Shardik. So you have to go back to the sleight of hand. So 13 for Yulia, 13 for me, 13 for Ozzy, and 18 for Zyson, and a 10 for Shardik. Alrighty, it's good enough. Zyson, you notice there is a camera. Aki mismo. You also notice that above the room is some kind of technological device. It's up in the very middle. So all of these walls are low walls. They're like 3 feet high. So you can actually pass. You can walk through here. You can walk through this. You can walk through this. And I hope, can you see the whole room? You should be able.
Yeah, the whole circle.
Except, yeah. So you should be able to see everything. So all of these are just small little, just kind of half walls. This area is up with a glass enclosure. Or perhaps it's transparent aluminum, which is what most people in Starfinder use instead of glass.
Like from Star Trek?
And you can see that above the middle is some kind of technological piece. So, Zyson, are you trained in engineering? You're probably not, right?
No.
Okay.
Murphy has a rank in engineering.
Murphy didn't notice it, though.
Yeah, he
Zyson's
wrote
the only one who noticed
perception.
it. So Zyson can mention it out loud. He could make a bluff check to try and pass it off without notice. It's kind of up to him what he wants.
Or nothing.
He could just like bump somebody and be like, "Hey, take a look at that." It's up to you. Do you want to call somebody's attention to this this big
bluff or performance to sort of get.
It would be bluff check.
I'll, give Shardik a jab, which will get Yulia's attention. Then I can sort of do like a. Looking at Shardik, I can do like a thing with Yulia. I don't know, something like that. Can I bluff? This is.
You can certainly try.
I don't know,
So
can you bluff?
the penalty for failing is they don't figure out what you're doing. It's not that like
I don't
you
know.
just look like okay with a 7. They don't really notice. To get somebody's attention, you're gonna have to say something specific.
I'll hold my tongue for now. Maybe when we're in a hallway.
There will be no hallways after this. Only
All right.
death.
As you enter, this guy approaches and says, "New prisoner, let me see your
Yeah.
clearance."
Flash the card again.
Okay, he takes it and he brings a device up to it and he scans it. And of course, because this is legitimate, it comes back legitimate. And he says, "Very well. Pavatia, can you take care of prisoner?" So she walks up to Shardik, takes hold of him, and guides him over here. And goes to push him into the cell.
So the cells are transparent, right?
Let's see. I don't believe that they are.
Oh, so we cannot see into the cells.
Oh no, they are. They are transparent. They sure are.
Can we see who is in these
Let me
cells?
see.
Yes, you can. I need to take their names away, but 1 minute because you don't know who these people. Unless they're Sedona. Spoiler alert: they're not Sedona.
No!
You will find that out in a second.
Got so
But they are
far
not.
in the end.
Thanks,
Doesn't
Pam.
matter.
Well, we're also looking for
Yeah, there are other people too.
a Vlaka, a Sheeran, and a Slavara, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, do we see a Balaka and a Sheeran at least?
You know what? I don't care if you see their names. It's fine. It's whatever. So you see.
I don't remember what they were called.
GM info overlay. The 3 in the north are occupied, and 2 of the ones in the south are occupied.
Is that middle one a Blanca?
Yeah, so the middle one's a Vlaka, because I searched for werewolf.
It's like a Scottish
So-
Terrier werewolf.
So this creature here, you could actually make a life science check if you'd like to see what it is. If you would like to see if you know what it is.
I am not trained.
Yeah,
Ooh, I would like to do that.
just get a big
Not
red
trained
ball.
in it either.
A 15, I believe, is going to be a NIF. Let's see what Mr. Grubb's species is specifically. It's literally not listed. You don't know. Obviously, the DC is higher than 15. The one in the middle is a Vlaka. The one on the left is I have to read description from the back. A crab-like creature, basically.
Okay.
Slavaras, although they have crab-like exteriors, the Slavaras are intelligent slimes that use the shells of crustaceans as a form of power.
Cool.
And then this one down here is a Shirin. And the one in the southeast, make another life science check, Shardik, as you are pushed into your own prison cell.
So how did... Also, while they're doing this, how did they open the prison cell?
They press a button to open it, and it opens.
There wasn't any complicated thing. It was just like push button.
It seems to recognize something about them, I believe.
And the thing at the top, the worm thing... Oh, sorry, I guess we're looking at something else though first.
Yeah, you don't know what the worm thing is. It's big.
Right, does it look dangerous?
You don't know. You're not trained in life science. It's not carrying a gun, and it doesn't have giant claws. The nurse cell. Yeah, they seem to it seems to know them specifically. So it opens, like, when they kind of wave at it, it opens. So when she waves at it specifically, the door opens. And then she pushes Shardik inside.
Okay.
So I am going to specifically ask, do you do anything before she closes the door?
Can I spend a resolve point to backtrack a little bit?
What do you want to do? Depends.
I would like to... My thought is to discuss with... back in our ship, we're discussing, like, what happens if we're in the cell room and they're pushing Shardik into the cell.
Okay.
That maybe Shardik might want to cause a commotion, since Shardik doesn't have to move his arms to cast his spells.
Okay.
And in that commotion, maybe some guards might die
Okay.
and crossfire and such.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable to people?
That you spent the resolve point? Sure.
Ooh, I'm gonna try my new spell.
Oh
Okay.
god.
It's gonna be great, you guys. Don't worry.
So, what are you gonna cast?
I'm gonna cast Inject Nanobots.
Inject nanobots.
Oh
Okay,
god.
It rolls a lot of dice to what it does.
That is a lot, a lot of text.
So it is a touch spell. Unfortunately,
God, I roll a 7.
you rolled a 7. So even against her flat-foot AC, you cast a spell. She was not ready for that, so you get it off. And you swing at her and miss. Next week,
Really?
we're going to roll initiative.
Oh
And what
god.
happens?
That was the plan, right?
Yeah, that was the plan the whole
I
time.
need to roll
Totally.
a 3 on my attack, though. I blame Bryn.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. I really want to use that spell.
God.
The good thing is, unless you get punched, you still hold the spell. So if it gets to your turn, or if you roll really high,
Oh,
you can
really?
just make the touch attack again. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Until you get hit and it's dispelled, you
Oh.
still have that. The good
That's
thing
what that
about touch
activation
attacks.
Stuff. Okay. That's-
The bad thing is you have to get next to them to do a touch attack.
Well,
Yeah, and not get attacked between them when they attack them.
here's
But hey, that was the surprise round.
yeah,
So-
and I mean, but there's no.
I mean, well, I think you guys should have also. Well, can I spend resolve point saying that you guys would also get a surprise round because you knew.
Well, no,
You knew
because
what's
the
gonna
point
happen.
was that you would. So we
Yeah.
would attack, quote unquote, attack you
Okay,
Yeah.
after you set off a spell.
but accidentally shoot the guards instead.
Yes, shoot the guard, like at least pushing you, and then we'll figure it out from there. You know, we
Have like
couldn't
a
have planned out
fake
this exact
prison break or some prison riot.
Well,
I'm trying to keep us under suspicion, or not. You know,
so somebody should shoot the camera.
I'm trying to minimize suspicion as long as I possibly can.
I think we're past that point now.
God, who knows?
But wait, we haven't done anything yet.
Or just the rowdy prisoner.
You can't trust bears.
Oh man, this is so good.
So we can figure that out later.
Cool. I dig it. Well, let's see if we can get these prisoners out here and survive. Very important second part to that if statement. Next time on Really Playing Games Starfinder against the Aeon throne. This prison is now in lockdown.
It's okay
That's
though.
great.
I have a plan for another character, but make it. Although maybe I should, maybe I'll pick one of the.
You should
What,
not
5 other
have an
prisoners?
entirely built character, because what happens here is gonna there are probably going to be some specifications of okay, you need to be this race, or maybe you need to take, we'd have to work on it.
Okay.
You definitely have your ideas, but have it a little bit modifiable.
A little open.
I am impressed that you got this far without, you got all the way to this part. I mean, there's lots of the prison you have not explored, obviously. So there were even opportunities.
Well, this cell blocks A through.
We're basically where we want to be, and then we will basically try to get out the same way if possible.
Well, except we don't know where she
Sedona's
is.
somewhere in here.
Yeah, but
not here.
at least connected to the central lobby, so the next room over or something.
Well, this prison's big. But there's a lot of doors we didn't go through. We should have done a little more wandering about. We could have always pretended we were lost. Oh well.
Better be very fast.
We'll figure it out.
Do it live.
Dungeons on Really Playing Games.
Yeah,
Bye.
that was fun.
Have a good night, guys.
See ya.
Ta-da!